Hello YouTube and fellow Star Wars collectors! On this episode of Toys Are the Way, we will be taking a look at the latest addition to the Vintage Collection Deluxe figure lineup, Garazeb Orrelios, better known as Zeb from Season 1 of Rebels. All I have to say is Karabast. This figure was taking forever to show up, but I am very happy to finally have Zeb added to the collection, and he looks like a stunning figure who makes me so excited for the upcoming HasLab Ghost, which should be shipping out in the near future. It feels great to finally also get the Rebels into the Vintage Collection, not to mention we're getting their ship with them, and yeah, it's going to feel great to have that finally complete as like a full set, and it's pretty appropriate considering Rebels aired like 10 years ago, so we're basically in a 10-year anniversary, and we're finally getting these ones checked off, so feels pretty good. And I've got to say that I'm really looking forward to taking some photos with this premium 375 action figure. But with all that said and done, let's take a closer look at the box and figure. Taking a look at our vintage style packaging, we have the standard box that we see for most of these Vintage Collection Deluxe releases. We have the Star Wars and Rebels logo placed nicely up top, followed by Garazeb Orrelios. And I will say that this is a really nice looking box, but I definitely would have liked to see this figure on a bubble instead. The HasLab version, which is his Season 3 and 4 look, is going to be carded, so there's not really a reason why this shouldn't be on a card. But regardless, we have a nice image of the figure there in a diorama setting, which looks like Lothal, so most likely Zeb is hanging out with Ezra, trying to track down some Melu runs and about to hijack a TIE fighter, just like in Season 1. So looking pretty good. Got the Kenner logo down below, which looks really nice. And additionally, we have that Sunburst logo, which has Zeb using his bow rifle fully extended as the Ancients used it, and it's got that little electric effect on the end. Taking a look at the side of the box, we have the Star Wars and Rebels logo again, with another image of Zeb holding his blaster. And on the opposite side, we have a similar graphic layout, except with Zeb in a different but similar diorama setting. On the back of the box, we have the Star Wars and Rebels logo, once again with that image of Zeb, but this time paired with the Vintage Collection logo. And then we have a small additional image that shows the figure and the accessories. So like I said before, this is a really good looking box, and they've been doing a fantastic job in terms of setting up these diorama settings for these figures, but I definitely would have liked to see this character on a bubble. So that's just my opinion, but regardless, a pretty good looking box. And if you're new to the Vintage Collection or these deluxe style boxes, this is how the contents look inside. You pretty much have a cardboard tray that has the figure, and then some tissue paper that has the accessories. Taking a look at Zeb out of the packaging, he is simply stunning, and I have to start with the head sculpt, which I think was done very well in my opinion. The Hasbro team has done a remarkable job sculpting this, and when paired with those paint applications, this is just top notch. Take a look at all that detail in his facial expression. He looks so good, and then those paint applications on his eye just are brilliant. Look at all those different paint hits of color, and that's so small of a detail, and they've done a great job. Everything is nice and clean. You can see those lines on his forehead, his goatee, and his facial hair don't have any kind of bleeds or anything like that, so really nice work here. And then on top of it, I actually like that soft plastic was used here on his ears. That's fantastic, because his ears won't chip or break or anything like that, which is really good. And then on top of it, he's got some great articulation here in his head. He's got a lot of good range of motion. He can look up and down very nicely, and that's something you don't typically see on some of these figures, so really liking what's going on there. Taking a look at the rest of the articulation, Zeb has everything that we're coming to expect with all of our new Vintage Collection figures. He's got ball-jointed shoulders, elbows, hinges at the wrist, fantastic stuff there. He's going to be able to engage with his bow rifle very well, especially because of this crunch that he's got there, his torso bend. Really good stuff here, man. He's going to be a brilliant figure to do posing videos with, or just any kind of toy photography. He also has the new style barbell hips, which is great. He's got that swivel at the thigh. Then he's got a full 90-degree bend at the knee, actually a little bit more than that, which is awesome to see. And then he has a separate hinge down here on his ankle, because he has a very unique ankle style. And then, of course, the rocker that goes with it. So that's pretty cool. I'm really impressed with what they did here with Zeb. Really liking that. On the back here, you can see the two pegs that he has for his bow rifle. So that's cool that he can actually, store his weapon away. And yeah, I'm very happy with this figure. Also, something to note, this is his Season 1 and 2 look, so his upper armor is different than the one that's coming with the HasLab Ghost, as well as the belt. So, really cool stuff here. Taking a look at Zeb and one of his bow rifle accessories, you can see there's some phenomenal detail here as well. Just take a look at those strappings, they look really nice, and then the whole thing is a gunmetal base color, and then it's got separate paint hits, which just look fantastic. It also has pegs on both sides of it, so you can display it how you choose. I'm going to have it displayed like this with the barrel pointing out that way because that's how you saw it in the show, but if you did want to change it up, that's up to you as well. The rifle itself is pretty cool, and he is able to hold it very nicely in his hand, in my opinion. So simply put it like that, and he's got the trigger finger, and there you go. He can hold that, it won't fall out, so that's always fantastic to see as well. And here we have Zeb with his bow rifle fully extended the way the ancients used it. And I'm very happy that we were able to get this accessory as well. It would have been a crime for this weapon to not be included with a former Lasat guardsman. But taking a look at it, it's got some really nice detail on it as well. It's got pegs on both sides, so you can also put that on his back in the little slots. And then of course it has these nice little electro effects on the end, which simply slide off. They're made of the soft plastic that we typically see, and they're not too difficult to put back on either, so really good stuff there. And lastly, we have to give a little bit of a shout out to the old 30th anniversary Ralph McQuarrie concept Chewbacca, who was basically inspiration for Zeb in Rebels. It's a long way to Alderaan, but it's an even longer voyage to the depths of wild space in the planet Lyrasan. The Lasat species are known for their warrior skills, and Garazeb Orrelios is a prime example of what this once thought to be extinct species is capable of on the battlefield. Once again, the vintage collection continues to exceed my expectations, keeping 375 alive. Zeb comes fully loaded with all the modern articulation that TVC fans are becoming more and more familiar with on these all new from the ground up figures. Armed with the now considered standard new style barbell hips, ball jointed everything, hinges at the wrists, and rocker ankles, Garazeb Orrelios will pose effortlessly, and I have to admit that this was an absolute dream figure to work with. Zeb sports a number of paint applications that actually tallies up to a total of 10 different colors used in addition to the base yellow and purple plastics, while the bow rifle has an additional 2 colors used for the handle and straps. Furthermore, the photoreel and additional paint applications are executed with clean hits of paint, and when combined with the sculpting on this action figure, it is simply top notch. And I absolutely cannot wait to see more Rebels characters make their way into my collection room, followed by their infamous ship, the Ghost. I hope you've enjoyed this video and taking a look at the latest vintage collection deluxe figure offering, Garazeb Orrelios from Season 1 and 2 of Rebels. Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And Karabast, don't forget to smash a like on this video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. It really helps and is always greatly appreciated. Thanks everyone, and may the Force be with you.